ever felt like you've given everything you have, only to come back with empty hands? Have you ever faced a long, discouraging streak where success feels like a distant memory? We've all been there. It's a place of doubt, where the whispers of others, and even our own inner critic, tell us it's time to give up. But what if the true measure of our strength isn't found in what we win, but in our willingness to try again? There's a timeless story that captures this feeling perfectly. Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. Imagine an old, seasoned fisherman named Santiago. He had gone 84 days without catching a single fish. In his small fishing village, that's more than just bad luck. It's a mark of failure. The younger fishermen pitied him, while the older ones felt a sad respect. People whispered that his best days were behind him, that he was Salau, the worst form of unlucky. 84 days. Think about that. Waking up before dawn, pushing his small skiff into the cool water, rowing out past the shore, spending the entire day under the relentless sun, and returning at dusk with nothing. Nothing but the ache in his muscles and the weight of another failed day. Most people would have surrendered. Most would have accepted defeat, packed away their lines, and found something else to do. But not Santiago. On the 85th day, he did something remarkable. He woke up again. He gathered his gear again. He pushed his boat into the sea again. He didn't have a grand new plan or a guarantee of success. All he had was the stubborn belief that today could be different. He decided to row far out, beyond where anyone else would go, into the deep, unpredictable waters of the Gulf Stream. He was going where the big fish were, venturing into the unknown, alone. And there, in the vast blue expanse, he found it. A marlin, larger than any he had ever seen, a magnificent creature of immense power and beauty. The fish took his bait, and the struggle began. This wasn't just a battle between a man and a fish. It was a battle between a man and himself. For 3 days and 3 nights, Santiago held the line. His hands were raw and bleeding. His back was a knot of pain, and exhaustion threatened to pull him under. He was tethered to this immense force of nature, a creature that pulled him further and further from home. In those long hours, he wasn't just fighting the marlin. He was fighting his own aging body, the loneliness of the open ocean, the crushing weight of doubt that whispered he was too old, too weak for this fight. He spoke to the fish, calling it his brother. He respected its strength and its will to live, seeing a reflection of his own spirit in its struggle. It was an epic, primal duel, a testament to endurance and respect. Finally, after an almost superhuman effort, he won. He secured the great marlin to the side of his boat. It was a victory beyond imagination, a fish so large it would restore his reputation and feed many. The journey back to shore should have been a triumphant one, but the sea is as cruel as it is beautiful. The scent of the marlin's blood attracted sharks. One by one, they came, relentless and hungry. Santiago fought them off with everything he had, a harpoon, then a knife tied to an oar, and finally, just the splintered tiller of his boat. He fought until he had nothing left to fight with. When he finally sailed into the harbor, all that remained of the magnificent marlin was its skeleton, its head, its tail, and its long, white spine. He had returned, not with the prize, but with the proof of a battle lost to the forces of nature. The other fishermen gathered in silent awe, measuring the skeleton and understanding the immensity of what he had faced. They no longer saw him as unlucky, but as a man who had ventured into the realm of legends. But for Santiago, the real victory wasn't in the fish. It was in the fight. It was in going out on that 85th day. It was in holding the line when every part of him screamed to let go. He returned to his small shack, lay down on his bed, and despite the physical defeat, his spirit was unbroken. He had proven something to the only person who mattered, himself. He proved that he was not finished, and as he slept, he dreamed of lions on a beach in Africa, a symbol of his youthful strength and enduring spirit. This story isn't just about fishing. It's about the courage to start again when the world tells you you're done. It's about finding dignity, not in the prize, but in the struggle. How many times have we worked on a project, a relationship, or a personal goal, only to see it fall apart at the very end? We pour our heart and soul into something, and sharks weather, they are setbacks, criticism, or just bad luck come and tear it to pieces, leaving us with what feels like nothing. In those moments, it's easy to believe we've failed. But Santiago teaches us a profound lesson. True success is internal. It's the strength you build, the resilience you discover, and the integrity you maintain when you face adversity. The courage to start again isn't about waiting until you feel strong or confident. It's about getting up on that 85th day with your hands still sore and your heart still heavy and rowing out into the sea one more time. It's about finding strength not in what you have, but in who you are. So, whatever your struggle is today, whatever empty nets you've been pulling in, remember the old man. Remember that your worth is not defined by what you bring back to the shore. It is defined by your courage to set sail in the first place. You are not your failures. You are your resilience. And tomorrow is another day to row out again. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more reflections on life, courage, and the stories that shape us. I'll see you in the next one.